The following feature presentation is part of the Skywalking Network.
This is what you can look forward to on episode 423 of Skywalking Through Neverland. And I know several friends bought a bunch of the merch just because Disney decided to finally sanction it as the Pride collection. Well, they had a rainbow gray stuff, and everyone on social media was like, why didn't they just call it the gay stuff? Everyone around, she started striking diva poses, and all the LGBTQ people around were like, oh, go Clarabelle. Oh, yeah, you got it. It was so fun. It was amazing. We just all started crying because it was just so beautiful and just perfect.
Are you ready?
Welcome to Neverland.
Here we go.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land.
When I first made Star Wars, everybody in Hollywood said, well, this is a movie Disney should have made.
You're more than just fans. You're family.
Best day ever!
Secrets lab.
It's about family, and that's what's so powerful about it.
Hey.
When you use a bird to write with, it's called tweeting.
When we visit the world of Disney, we never grow old. It's a Peter Pan, Never Land that keeps us young in heart.
This is Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you are skywalking through Neverland. I have a good feeling about this.
Hey, Skywalkers! Break out your rainbow flags, pins, socks, and hats for a very prideful episode. But first, we want to welcome you back to
Skywalking Through Neverland.
I am Richard Woloski, but now everyone please say hello to my prideful wife, Sarah.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
You're wearing your pride on your neck.
I am. I've got rainbow socks that I have now converted into a scarf for the recording, because if I wore these as socks for this recording, you wouldn't see them. So I put them.
That's a whole different podcast.
It's true. Yes, we are allies. We are so excited to talk about Pride Night at Disneyland. But first, we have to welcome you because we are your enthusiastic podcast destination for the many decades of your Star Wars, Disney, and Marvel fandom. So imagine a big Wookiee hug and a sprinkle of rainbow-colored pixie dust for our family of Skywalkers. And in this episode, I'm going to share my experience at Disneyland's first ever sanctioned Pride event, Disneyland After Dark Pride Night, that happened last week. And there are so many fun things to share, including some history around this event.
Well, I can't wait to hear it, but first, we gotta tell everyone that we are being sponsored by Small World Vacations, and they are a diamond-level Disney vacation planner travel agency and can help you book your trip to a Disney park around the world, or if you can, on a Galactic Star Cruiser. You only have so much time. And best of all, this service is free of charge. So head over there to smallworldvacations.com for a no-obligation price quote and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you. And I hope you can get a ride on the Galactic Star Cruiser. We just got some packages from the Galactic Star Cruiser.
Yes.
Got some wine glasses.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we had some friends who went. Meredith. I know Chickafent also shared some pictures from the Star Cruiser just, I think, this morning.
Yeah, I think they're on it as we speak.
Wow. So exciting. Wow.
Very, very jealous of those who get a chance to go for this last leg. Not jealous, envious. For me, jealousy is when you want it instead of the other person.
Yes.
Envious is, I'm glad you have it. Glad you have it.
That makes sense. Okay. All right.
Now, we are recording this from Long Beach, California on June the 21st. The 21st of June. Oh my goodness. May was like 2 hours ago. So we're recording this on June 21st, 2023.
Now, Richard, what happened today in Star Wars history?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. Let me flip through Today in Star Wars History, Volume 1. And on this day, 24 years ago, June 21st, 1979, if you're keeping track, that's 2 years before Sarah. Principal photography begins shooting the carbon freezing chamber scene for The Empire Strikes Back. And this was a couple of days shoot, but this is when they first started the whole shoot. And what's going to happen? How is this going to play out? We don't know. But journalist Alan Arnold, he documents this whole shoot in his book, Once Upon a Galaxy, a journal of the making of The Empire Strikes Back. And I've got my copy somewhere in the garage. I don't know. It would take Indiana Jones to find it. So next time we're at a bookstore, we gotta find another copy. Because Sarah, you gotta read this whole chapter on the breakdown of this scene. It's incredible. You can tell that the actors Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher and the director Irvin Kershner, they didn't remember they had the microphones on because some of the things they say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so the microphones were attached just so they could capture the complexities of bringing this scene all together. And what's Han Solo gonna say? And originally, after Princess Leia says, "I love you," and he says, "Remember that because I'll be back." And Harrison said, let's try something else. And they workshopped it, and Carrie Fisher was late that day.
Yep.
And she was upset that she wasn't included in this whole rewriting. And when she says, "I love you" to Han, yeah, she's like, "I hate you. I hate everyone here. I just want to go home."
There's so much passion in that scene. Whether it's good or bad, it's all on camera.
So if you want your daily dose of Star Wars history lessons, well, go over there to YouTube. Check out our YouTube shorts where in 30 seconds to a minute, we condense one of the major things that happened that day in Star Wars history. So what we just said about The Empire Strikes Back, shooting the carbon freezing chamber scene, we made a 1 minute video condensing all of that. And then you can also go over there on Instagram, because we have these same videos, and TikTok. So whatever your preference is, we got you covered. So once again, head over there to YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and we can't say it enough. Please comment on the videos.
Like Nick.
Nick Werner always comments. Nick. Yeah. I don't know why, but the more you comment, the higher the algorithms the video gets.
Yeah, it really helps.
So thank you.
All right. Well, now it's time for Things We Want to Share.
Things we want to share. Things we want to share. Things we want to share.
We will be hosting our first panel at San Diego Comic-Con.
Woohoo!
We just got word that we have been accepted for our huge Star Wars Trivia Challenge Strikes Back giant panel. It's going to be interactive. It's going to be so fun.
Yeah, it's always evolving because we're now really going to do like a Star Wars game night.
Yes, yeah.
Not just a trivia, but we're still planning things out, but we want to try to fit at least 2 to 3 games in here. And I am so looking forward to this. I'm so excited. So if you're going to be at Comic-Con, please visit us on July 21st at 8 p.m.
That's the Friday night.
Friday night, 8 p.m. And we're going to be in room 7AB.
Yeah. And
in the program, we are listed as Star Wars Trivia Challenge Strikes Back.
Yeah. It's going to be a good time.
We had such an amazing time at Ontario Comic-Con. Oh, that was so much fun. It was like combining all aspects of our lives. We do a lot of these game shows for libraries and schools, and now starting to do them at conventions. Oh, they're so much fun.
Yeah.
So once again, please come out and join us, and you could win a prize.
That's true. Yeah.
Now, next week, we cannot wait to share our experiences at the Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny world premiere in Hollywood. This was unexpected. Get a last-minute invite. So we're going to break down the premiere with Mike Celestino, and we're also going to break down the film and go over some, we'll review it, okay?
Yes, we're going to review it.
It'll probably be a spoil-filled review.
Yeah.
But this episode will come out the day before the film comes out on June 30th. Now, I wish they could release Dial of Destiny on the next day, July 1st.
Yeah.
Because that is Indiana Jones's birthday.
Oh my!
Yeah,
Really?
That's a Saturday, so.
Oh, okay.
You
That's
can't
why they
release
did that.
film then. But just watching the Young Indiana Jones Adventures on Disney Plus, which I haven't seen since 1992, the first episode gives Indiana's birth date, July 1st, 1899.
Awesome. That's right.
But, they couldn't do that.
No.
Couldn't release it the next day. But you know what? You can go see the film the next day on July 1st and celebrate his birthday that way.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh.
He will be 124 years old.
Nice.
So tune in next week. Tune in. That's such a grandmother type of word.
That's okay.
So come back next week for our full breakdown of the world premiere and the film.
But that brings us to this week. This week, we're going to talk all about Pride Night at Disneyland.
Last week, Sarah, you attended Disneyland's first ever official Pride Night. This is a ticketed event at Disneyland, and being the summertime, I wasn't able to make it. I had to work. But I resisted in asking you anything about it because I knew we were going to do this episode, and I wanted to learn about it as we're recording.
Yes.
All right, so kick us off here. Give us an overview of what Pride Night is.
Okay, so this is one of the Disneyland After Dark nights that Disneyland has been doing to basically up attendance during the lower months, so not summer, but all these Disneyland After Dark events happen January, February, March, April, all that. Well, this is the last of the ones for the year, and they decided to theme it Pride, and it is in June. And any of these ticketed events, they have special rare characters. They have photo opportunities with fun backdrops for the theme. They have a special fireworks show. Of course, there's special rainbow-themed food and merchandise. And also, they up the music volume in the parks and play a totally different soundtrack than your normal, theme park music. So, they do that for all the nights.
You're right.
Yeah.
But give us an example. What kind of song did they play? Just Disney songs, or did they play?
No, all kinds. So Kelly Turkel can tell you, Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. Madonna was definitely on the rotation.
Kelly's gonna tell us?
Dancing Queen.
She's
Kelly's here.
Kelly's
in the Sky Chat. Yeah, if you can remember, Kelly, any of the songs. There was Dancing Queen.
And
so
how many times did you hear Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive?
Yeah, okay, so it was fun because a lot of these songs are very danceable, very singable tunes, and I'll get to it a little more about the atmosphere, but everyone just felt so comfortable belting out songs or dancing in Main Street. Just, it was really, really fun. Oh yeah, Vogue, yeah. It was a really fun playlist. And also, they had the fireworks show. They had about a 7-minute fireworks show that had lots of songs that you could equate with Pride, like Mulan's Reflection. And it ended with This Is Me from The Greatest Showman, which is, if you listen to the words, it's, it made us cry. All of us were watching the fireworks over Small World because in rainbow colors, and we just all started crying because it was just so beautiful and just perfect.
When you say we all, who'd you go with?
Oh, okay. I went with, of course, the Turkels, Courtney and Kelly Turkel. And then we also met up with Jen Diz from the Disney Holics podcast, and she brought along some friends, Nick and also Andrew. And so it was really fun to meet and talk with them. And I'm going to get into the atmosphere a little bit more, but first I want to go into why this particular Disneyland After Dark night was so special.
Okay.
All right. So this is a little bit of the history of basically gay days at Disneyland. This is a very historic occurrence because since 1998, there has been non-sanctioned gay days at Disneyland, and they're hosted by this website called Gay Days Anaheim. And so every September, the LGBTQ plus community will basically say, okay, let's meet up at Disneyland for these gay days. Everyone wears red and has meetups and photos throughout the day at the parks. And then there's also surrounding concerts and parties in the Anaheim area too. And it's like a really fun weekend that everyone can go and just have fun. But it's never been officially sanctioned by Disney at all. What?
Disney goes, hey, what are the fans putting together?
Yeah.
Gay days,
Oh.
Life Day. We can jump in on this.
Well, exactly. And what do they jump in on first?
Life Day?
Merchandise.
Oh,
No, merchandise.
Oh, yeah, merchandise.
Yeah.
Merchandise and food. Oh, yeah, we're right there.
Yeah, so since 1998, these gay days at Disneyland have gradually grown from 3,000 attendees to 30,000 attendees in the parks. And in June of 2018, the park started selling an official rainbow collection of merchandise. Now, they didn't call it a Pride collection. They called it a rainbow collection, but it was obviously Pride merch, right? But then, starting last year in 2022, they finally called it the Pride Collection. And I know several gay friends bought a bunch of the merch just because Disney decided to finally sanction it as the Pride Collection.
You have to vote with your dollars.
Absolutely.
That's why we bought all that Life Day merchandise to show Disney, yes, we want more of this.
Exactly. And so this is all leading up to now. June 13th was the first ever Pride Night at Disneyland, officially sanctioned LGBTQ plus night, just celebrating that whole community and its allies. And I was just delighted to attend. And this leads me into the atmosphere of the event. So I have never been to a Disney event where everyone, and I mean everyone, absolutely felt like your friend. So, and we met up with a bunch of friends. Beyond the people that we went around the parks with, we'd be in line and all of a sudden I saw Michelle and Kaya and Eliza and Alicia, who we know from liningup.net, and just our podcast buddies as well. So that was fun. And then just being in line, it just felt so safe to just talk to everybody in line, and you made fast friends with everyone while you're waiting for Mickey and Minnie, while you're waiting to see the Hercules muses, things like that. And it was just this safe space.
Yeah, it's the greatest part about the Disney lines. They don't feel like lines like anywhere else where it's every minute feels like an hour.
Right.
You just end up talking, but by the time you get onto the ride or the show, it's oh, I'm not ready for this yet. I'm having too much of a good time talking to all of our friends here.
And usually that is how it is, but for some reason this one even felt even more free and more like everyone was your friend. And down to when you're walking in the streets, there was at one point where, let's see, it was I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston came on, and a bunch of cast members right near Small World Mall had these banners waving, and they were just waving it in a line on either side down the street, kind of like when we walked down Main Street when they first opened. And so a bunch of people, including us, went skipping down the line and just singing at the top of our lungs, dancing. And you saw we'd see same-sex couples skipping down Main Street together, or even, and this was really fun, a big group of LGBTQ queens doing an impromptu catwalk through the castle down the drawbridge.
Oh, man.
Just for the TikTok. Yeah, it was awesome.
See, now I would have called in sick just to have seen that.
Yeah. Oh my, well, you can see it on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can see it. The energy and atmosphere was just amazing. And I do want to bring up also one of the Disney influencers. His name is Francis Dominic. His post on Instagram.
All right, I want his boots.
Yes.
What are we looking at here?
Okay, what? Okay, check it out.
Whoa.
So
I want those boots so bad.
This is amazing. So one of the things he's wearing also is this amazing Pride Spirit jersey that Disneyland has this year, and it's loud and proud, let me tell you. And I did try it on, but it was a little too loud for little small me. But so I want to share what he says. So Francis Dominic says, in all of my 30 years of living, I never knew what feeling truly safe felt like until Disneyland's Pride Night. Now I'm going to cry. The safe space that was provided to be free, to love, to hold hands, to everyone there celebrating you for who you are. I truly think it's a feeling I'll be chasing forever.
Oh.
So that's just a little bit
Yeah.
of that.
Well, Disney, let's hold this like once a month.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, to your point, like when I posted some of my pictures on social media, many people who don't usually comment a lot did comment on my post and came out of the woodwork and were like, "Oh my gosh, I want to attend this. Like, I really want to do this." And unfortunately, they were all sold out for this year, but hopefully next year they will hold at least 2 every week in June. I could definitely see that happening.
And how many nights did they hold this?
Only 2.
Only
June 13th and June 15th. They were trying it out.
Yeah, I get that, but we've seen same-sex couples every time we're at Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
So this should have been a no-brainer. Just have a whole month of this.
Yeah.
Whole month of Pride Night.
I want to actually call out Vicky Sampson, the ADR supervisor.
Yeah, we've had on the show.
We've had on the show. She was commenting. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I want to go to this." And yeah, I mean, this would be perfect for you, Vicky. We'll take you next year. Yeah, in fact, I'm going to share some pictures with you guys here if you are watching the live stream. That was me checking out the Spirit jersey and being like, yeah, it's a little too loud for me. But damn, did it look good on guys.
You know what? I need to get that so you won't lose me in a crowd. Oh, okay. Here's you and Mickey and Minnie. Mickey
and Minnie in new Pride outfits. Aren't they so cute? They are very much 80s Pride themed, I would say. Right? Like all of them.
I want that jacket.
Isn't that awesome?
Oh.
Yeah. It's so cute.
I would even say it's more 90s.
Yeah, okay.
I could see Fresh Prince wearing this.
I could see 90s, but I mean, come on, look at Minnie's shoes. Look at those.
Yeah.
She's got the bow.
And Mickey has stolen Buzz's shoes.
Yeah.
He's wearing some Lightyear shoes there.
And then we saw many people. So I did my makeup. I did some fun rainbow colors on my eyes. And we saw many, many girls and guys with rainbow eyeshadow. So that was really fun. And then here's our group that we all went with.
Oh, look at that fun time there.
It was awesome. And that is another awesome thing about this Disneyland After Dark event. After so many Disneyland After Dark events this year even, they have got it down. So Mickey and Minnie were at the back of the park in that Fantasyland theater where they have...
Is that where we saw K2SO?
Yes.
Oh,
right back
wow,
there.
That's buried deep down.
So that was way in the back of the park, but they opened up this line way early at 6 p.m. And the evening didn't officially start till 9 p.m. So many of us got awesome photos with Mickey and Minnie well before the event started.
That's the way it should be.
That is the way it should be. And they kept on opening characters and things as it got closer to time, but they would open it before time. Mm-hmm. So we even saw not Kristoff, but Oaken from... Oaken was there.
Is he new?
He is new. He is new for the Disney parks. I did. He's not in this camera roll.
A mascot? Oh,
it was a regular performer face, and I have a little video.
Oh,
yeah.
Oaken.
It's so cute. But yeah, so this is one of the photo ops. We got this photo up right at 8. This is and then if you see, we saw Mike Celestino everywhere.
There he is.
So we told him to jump into the picture. So
there's Jen Diz in the foreground.
And this is an example. If you see that there's this "When Will You See Yourself as I See You" by Anna, there was a bunch of these photo ops with very telling quotes from Disney films that would apply to Pride. Yeah.
That must have been fun pulling all those quotes.
So this is another thing they did when characters they knew that were going to be very popular, such as Oaken or such as the Muses from Hercules, they had walkthroughs. So you could just take video of them and maybe a quick selfie, but you couldn't stop and pose for a photo like Mickey and Minnie. Right. So the Muses from Hercules, you could walk by them. And oddly, they're in their red outfits instead of white. The Muses are in white in Hercules, and they're the gospel choir that is talking about what's happening. And so... It's well, why are you in red? But apparently these costumes, they were in red for some parade in the 90s, and they resurrected the costumes. So there you go.
It's odd that they're in red. That's more of the Life Day color.
Yeah, I agree.
Why not have rainbow.
I agree. Yeah, it was odd. I don't know why. But apart from the atmosphere, there were some celebrities there. Chris Angel was spotted.
Oh.
Halle Bailey was spotted. Now, none of our party saw these people, but they were purportedly there.
How did Halle Bailey get around without being mobbed?
I don't know. And they had Ariel, the live action Ariel, out as a photo op too at the place. So that was really cool.
There must be so many videos of Halle Bailey and Ariel.
I would hope she went and visited her. I'm sure she did.
She would have to.
Yeah. Yeah. And also our governor, Gavin Newsom, California governor, was also there. And at one point, our friend Mike Celestino was standing right next to him for the fireworks show. And we were like, Mike, why didn't you save us a spot? Would have been fun.
No, he's not a favorite in California, but the fact that he's really butting heads with DeSantis makes him a favorite now.
Exactly. So, so I'll just lay it out for some of you who don't know all the politics, but the California governor being at Disneyland Pride Night is actually, it's totally sticking it to the Florida governor, Ron DeSantis, who is currently in a personal feud with Disney over Florida's Don't Say Gay law. And this restricts discussion of sexuality and gender identity in Florida schools. I mean, when kids are like figuring that out, that's like terrible.
Up until the 4th grade.
Yeah. So, in fact, several people, including our friends, Michelle and Alicia, bonded with others in our line waiting for the muses because they were wearing same Don't Say DeSantis rainbow shirts. But it was so funny. Oh my gosh. Hold on, I have a picture of that.
Yeah, and Newsom is saying, hey, you know what? We'll take all this stuff. If you're chasing Disney out of Florida, we'll take it over here in California.
Yeah, exactly. We'll take Disney's money.
The $1.7 billion scrap project?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can find a way to put that to good use over here.
Apparently DeSantis made it K through 12 that they can't talk, which is ridiculous.
They must have just changed that.
I guess so.
Because
Meredith would know.
I've been keeping up with this, and last thing I'd read was a couple of days ago when it was K through 4th grade, but K through 12.
Yeah.
See, now, I don't believe this guy DeSantis is really believing all this now. He backed himself into a corner.
Oh, yeah.
And how do I get out of this? I can't say, okay, I changed my mind.
No, he's got to fight his way out.
Then he's not going to, no one's going to follow him anymore. He's not going to have any constituents because he wants that presidency. He wants to be the new Trump.
Yeah.
Where I just go crazy.
Okay, yeah, it's K through 12 apparently. Wow.
Yeah, okay.
So there you go. Alicia and Michelle on the right, they made a new friend with this other woman who was in line right behind us. So we all took pictures. Yeah. Also, I want to note that they had many photo ops with random things like rainbow steps. They had rainbow things like rainbows on Main Street, rainbow projections, right? And then here you see Small World Mall, and it has a rainbow across the whole white Small World facade.
Oh, look at that.
As well as the awesome, what was this called?
Dragon?
Yeah, like a dragon.
Or sea serpent.
Yeah, and they had rainbow steps on Main Street, and they even had, by the fire department, they had decked out Walt's original car from 1955 that he drove around Disneyland. They have it decked out in rainbow balloons, and you could take a picture, not sitting in it, but you could take a picture right in front of it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It was really, really cool.
All right. Well, Teresa.
Yes.
Teresa's joining us here.
Yeah.
She is in the Sky Chat, and she's saying so many Pride backdrops and magic shots with photographs.
In Florida. In Florida.
Do they have any magic shots here?
Here they did they had like a Mushu magic shot. We didn't do that one, but they had a lot of fun. Just like you see here for Pride Night, they had actual backdrops popping out. So, they had like a welcome Pride thing. I'll show you guys here. And a really fun photo backdrop. And like we went to the photos up at Main Street, like in the middle of the night, and there were no lines for those photos. As it got towards the end of the night and everyone was leaving, they were like, oh, let me take pictures. And the lines got long over by Main Street. But when we were there, we're like, oh, well, let's just take all these shots. It's really fun. Oh, here's the rainbow steps. You guys can see that. See how they have rainbow steps right there on the railroad steps?
And they didn't tie this into Thor at all?
Thor?
With the Rainbow Bridge?
No, they didn't.
All right, so what new characters did they bring out? Every one of these ticketed events, they always bring out new characters.
Yeah, so like you saw, so the Muses were big. That was a big draw.
Uh-huh.
They also had Clarabelle Cow. And let me tell you, she took charge. She took over. You think Clarabelle Cow, what? But like, she had this amazing white dress with little rainbow peekaboo skirt. Mm-hmm. And she was rocking it out. I think a drag queen was probably providing the underneath the character of Clarabelle Cow because
we've seen Clarabelle
they were amazing.
Number of times, and Clarabelle's always been working it.
Yes, totally working it.
She's not one of the main five.
No, but
she wants to work her way into the main five.
Yeah, but so they did have a cavalcade, and here's Clarabelle Cow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but look at this peekaboo skirt and doing all sorts of fun things. You can see her right up top, right there, doing her thing, hands on hips.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Big hand up top. Minnie and Mickey are like clapping, and all.
She's striking those diva poses.
Everyone around, she started striking diva poses, and all the LGBTQ people around were like, "Oh, go Clarabelle! Oh yeah, you got it." It was so fun. It was amazing.
I can't take my eyes off of Mickey's jacket.
Oh, okay. Teresa says my gay friend says Clarabelle is his new favorite Disney character because of how she was at Pride Night. Absolutely. Like she like took over. Yeah. So that was a big character you could get a picture with Clarabelle Cow.
I'm sure she's at some committee meetings going, do we really need Pluto in this main five?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been long enough.
Also, another fun photo op, well, not photo op, but Tinkerbell and all her friends from the Tinkerbell movies were out, kind of near the Tinkerbell Nook, but they were out playing games with people. So, and when you put them all together, they had like rainbow outfits. So you had Fawn, Silver Mist is in blue, right? You have Rosetta, who's in pink, Tinkerbell's in green, so they had the whole gang, including Terrence, Tinkerbell's friend, her guy friend. And they were out on the street. You could play games with them. And that was really fun. So there was no photo ops, but they were just playing games. You can play games with all the fairies. All the fairies can play the games with the fairies. So
now, I'm going to guess that 99.9% of the crowd were adults.
Oh, yes. And that is another fun thing about that. I was like the least kid-attended event ever. I mean, Disneyland After Dark nights are already less kids. But like this one was very much like I maybe saw 2 kids the whole night. And they were often kids of like same-sex couples, which makes sense. Interesting. So Maleficent and Evil Queen were out. So some of the evil queens, but also Phastos from Eternals. Do you remember Phastos? He is a gay character in Eternals. He's the black man who was in charge of who was in charge of like giving scientific like things.
And when they went to go visit him,
people.
They saw all these Star Wars books on his coffee table.
Yes.
Okay.
And he has a same-sex marriage.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was there, and America Chavez
was
also there, who I think she is bisexual, and her parents, are 2 moms. She has 2 moms as well. And they were out in Tomorrowland taking photos as well.
And there were no Andor representation? Vel wasn't there?
No, but they did have Mando out, like, I guess in Galaxy's Edge. We did walk through it at one point. Mando and Grogu were supposed to be out. C-3PO as well, as R2-D2 as well. But I did not see any of them when we walked through. And that part of the park was kind of dead. And there's a lot to do always, so we only walked through once, and they weren't out at that particular moment.
Okay.
I did not see them. Yeah.
All right. Now let's talk about the food. This is something I do know about because you brought home some Pride Night surprises. What were they?
Okay, so I took home the Rainbow Pride trifle.
Oh, that was
good. It's, a trifle is something you can see all the layers, right? So of course they made it a rainbow layers, and that was good. It was like lemon and raspberry, I think. Yeah, that was really good. During the night, I had cinnamon beignets, but they were like sprinkled with red too, so they looked red.
Whoa.
Yeah, they were very good.
I didn't get any of these.
No, because they don't last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we split them among our group.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's what she's telling me. Of course they didn't last because you ate them all.
Yes. And then, okay, this is funny. You know the gray stuff at that one restaurant? Well, they had a rainbow gray stuff. And everyone on social media was like, why didn't they just call it the gay stuff? Which I thought was so funny. I did not get the gay stuff.
I'm sure you can only go so far with naming some of this stuff.
I thought that was so funny, though. I was like, oh, that's perfect. It's right there. But yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
What's going to offend people?
Yes.
Well, I'm sure these people were like, just call it the gay stuff. It is what it is.
It's like, no, we'll let social media name it for us.
That's true.
And they did.
That's true.
Teresa's asking if they had a rainbow churro. They did not, as far as I know. I am not into the churros, so I did not have any churros. I like the beignets far better, so I had the beignet. But one thing we did do, the Turkels and I, we made reservations at Cafe Orleans for what they had advertised was like a Monte Cristo tasting. So like different Monte Cristos, like a peanut butter and jelly Monte Cristo or the regular Monte Cristo or stuff. So, and they had like a plant-based Monte Cristo. So we did manage to get a reservation for 11:20 p.m. that night, which was a great time because we had gone around. We were kind of tired at that point. And so we sat down at the restaurant and we tried it and it was not good. We had like the plant-based Monte Cristo and it had this weird like aftertaste. We tried to get the gluten-free one, but I guess it's fritters and they were all out at that point.
Did you try the peanut butter and jelly Monte Cristo?
No, because it looked like it sounds good, but then we looked at the actual description. It had like all kinds of weird stuff added, like bacon and things that just didn't go with peanut butter and jelly, so none of us got that.
All right. Disney does not have a good track record when it comes to coffee or anything peanut butter and jelly related.
Yeah, and Kelly had the regular Monte Cristo and probably had the best.
Now,
of all of
Disneyland
us.
does have a great track record with the regular Monte Cristo, the basic Monte Cristo.
It's good. Okay, but Kelly's bringing up a good point. So the peanut butter and jelly Monte Cristo had chocolate pudding listed as in it, and we're like, okay, no, none of us wanted that. We're like,
See, no
that
wonder.
sounds
No,
gross.
you don't need to guss up peanut butter and jelly. Okay,
No.
just leave it as is.
Yeah.
No bananas. No chocolate pudding. None of this stuff. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Let's go
ahead.
over here to Pierre Kelly. Just
Oh.
said he's never had a churro before. You know what, Pierre? You ain't missing nothing.
I mean, the Disneyland ones are better than the Disney World ones.
They're sugared breadsticks.
As Meredith says, but they need to be fresh. It's like beignets. You got to have them like right when they're coming out of the oven. And yeah, they're not my favorite.
I think I've only had one churro my whole life. I'm good. I'm good. Check. Churro. Check.
Yes.
All right. Now, if they came to you and said, okay, Sarah, we're planning our Pride Night 2024, what could we do better? What would you say?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, so they have it down with the characters. I think they should have, you know how Star Wars Night has the thing where all the people dressed up, you can line up and go down Main Street yourself in a cavalcade of people? Star Wars Night, they would recruit people to walk down Main Street in their own parade.
In their own costumes.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
They should do that for Pride Night.
Oh, that would be... Oh,
right?
One big long runway?
Yes.
Who dropped the ball on that?
That would be amazing. Amazing. I think they could use a bit more... okay, so I'm going to go back to Francis Dominic's post here, and he's our gay Disney influencer, and he had some really great ideas, so I'm just going to do this. I think it needs more entertainment, like a nighttime gay-tasmic, like Fantasmic, but like...
Yeah, watch how you're naming that one.
Okay, yeah, I know. Like beyond the fireworks, they could use like a drag show even, like some kind of show.
Yeah, that's the problem with all these ticketed events. There's almost next to no entertainment, no shows. Aside from a fireworks show, they need more shows. In the past, like when they had the last tour to Endor, there were non-stop shows the whole night.
Right.
That's
right.
what they need here.
And they did have some dance parties. They had some country line dancing in the Golden Horseshoe Review.
Oh, right.
They had like country line dancing, which I didn't get to check out, but some of my friends did, and they said they were teaching country line dancing, but teaching it very slow. So they got bored and they left. So they had country line dancing. They had a whole dance party over by Tomorrowland, of course, which had Stitch and Angel, and Stitch was in his Elvis outfit. So people were going crazy over that. It was cute. And but we weren't into the dance party, so we didn't really check out that part. Instead, we opted to go to Cafe Orleans and sit and eat instead of dance.
Now, did this have the same vibe as the West Hollywood Halloween nights? Where everyone is just in party mode 1,000%.
It was definitely a party mode, but it was not as crowded and therefore much more manageable and much more happy. I don't know. It like I said, the atmosphere at this particular event was like nothing I have ever experienced. You'd be like crossing the plaza and you know, I Want to Dance with Somebody would come on and everyone would be like, woo, you know, like just singing out loud, like having fun and like nodding at each other, just like, hey, looking good, you know, all kinds of fun things. So
yeah, well, it's like here in Los Angeles, every Halloween in West Hollywood, they've got it's like a Pride Night Halloween party, and they've got so many things going, like parties within parties within parties.
Yeah.
They have different dance-offs. They have different dance. We did the time warp.
Yeah.
We're walking through
that
Doheny.
would be fun. They would have like,
we were sucked into the time warp dance.
And apparently, I mean, if you stay someplace long enough, you know some things. Like, I guess at the Tomorrowland place with Stitch and Angel, there was, I want to say, a drag queen who was just there as a guest, and they started doing a whole like performance just like in the, you know, and everyone surrounded them. Yeah. And we're watching them.
Did Disney come and stop them?
No.
Like they stopped you when you went to the Halloween night as Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
2 people got in line to take pictures with you and said, no, not affiliated.
Right. No, it worked out. It was really fun. So you had to be in the right place in the right time, but they could use more performances like that. Okay. Like, I think it was the Villains Night that we went to over at DCA, where they had like a whole show with the evil queens like singing a song. Remember, they did like a stage production, and it was the funnest thing about the whole thing. They could have had something like that going on in the Phantasmic area. Yeah.
Great. Now, what was the ticket price on this?
The ticket price was, I believe, it was $145 per person. I want to say it was about that.
Did they give you any giveaways?
Oh yes. So if you're a Magic Key holder, they instead of a magnet or like a little cardboard card, they actually gave you one of those bags, like a cloth bag that you can put on your shoulders.
Oh, the nylon bags.
The nylon bags.
Okay.
And it was really nice, and it had the logo of Pride Night on it, and on the other side said something else, and it was like, wow, this is one of the best giveaways ever.
Yeah, normally there are postcards.
Yeah.
Or
which is silly.
A trading card.
Exactly. Yeah, so this was actually useful, and I used it when I picked up the food that I took home for you. Yeah. I put it right there in my little drawstring bag.
And speaking of the food, what was that did you talk about that cherry thing?
Oh, so that is not a Pride Night item. That is an item you can get right now. It's a seasonal item at Jolly Holiday Bakery. It's a cherry Pop-Tart, basically. It's called something else, but that's what it is.
It's been years since I've had a Pop-Tart, so this brought back a lot of memories. And
it was so good.
It was good.
It was very good. You can also get, and they've started doing this, they've made muffins. What they've done is they've made muffins out of croissants. So you have this like croissant muffin strawberry, and it has like strawberry filling in it and a strawberry on top. Oh my God, that was really good. Yum, 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 yum. So that is an item you can get there.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great. Well, that was quite the rundown.
Strawberry lemon croissant muffin. Yeah, and that's not Pride Night, exclusive. So you can get that at any time.
Even though I wasn't there, I now feel like I've been to Pride Night.
Good. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, again, like I'd go again in a heartbeat. I'd take you. I'd take Vicky Sampson. I'd take whoever wants to go. We'll all go in a big group and have an amazing time. I do have one recommendation though, is that when you're in a big group, and there were a lot of big groups that night, like for the pictures with Mickey and Minnie, we had learned from previous experience, don't do your whole big group photo first, right? Because they only give you like 3 photos per group. So we all went individually and got our individual photo with Mickey and Minnie, right? And then at the very end, the last person, we all jumped in, our big group of like 7 people. And then apparently one of the CM like overseers were like, don't let that happen again. Like, so we didn't get in trouble, but the CMs who like let us jump in as a group got in trouble.
A sore spot.
Yeah, it's like we're all paying for the night. We all paid our ticket. We all wanted our picture with Mickey and Minnie. Damn it. So, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to get this cute picture with Mickey and Minnie had we done just the group shot with all 7 of us. Right. So, yeah.
All right, Disney, come on, reel it in.
Yeah, exactly.
They're digital pictures. They're not Polaroids. Which are expensive.
Yay.
All right, well, that's something we'll have to put on the calendar next year and just know to take that day off.
Exactly. Yep. We'll do it.
Well, that wraps up episode 423 of this prideful episode of Skywalking Through Neverland. So thank you to all of the Skywalkers in the Sky Chat, Kelly Turkel, Teresa Delgado, and Meredith Duckworth, and Pierre Kelly, and a lot of other people who were in there in the beginning. Thank you for commenting, and thank you for commenting on our Today in Star Wars History videos on YouTube and Instagram and on TikTok.
And remember, meet us and play some awesome Star Wars games at our game night on July 21st at San Diego Comic-Con. Are you interested in all of our books? Well, autographed copies of Today in Star Wars History Part 1 and 2 and our Skywalking Through My Fandom interactive notebook are available now from skywalkingthroughneverland.com/book.
Now we want to thank our sponsor, Small World Vacations, for their support. Thinking of a trip to a Disney park? Well, you can fill out a Get a Quote form at smallworldvacations.com today. Their vacation planning service is free of charge, so check it out and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
Would you like to support Skywalking Through Neverland? Well, consider supporting us through the Skywalking Force, our Patreon. The Skywalking Force has access to bonus content in the form of our Zoom discussions. Oh, we're going to schedule something for Secret Invasion, which just came out. But we also have other Zoom discussions saved, like our WandaVision discussions or The Mandalorian or Andor. And you also get coupon codes to use for our books. And that reminds me, I need to send you guys, the two new Patreons, I need to send you your coupon code for our books. And this bonus content begins at only $5 a month. So head to skywalkingforce.com, have a look at the options, and thank you to those of you who are already part of the Skywalking Force.
Now, we are part of the Skywalking Network,
Skynet,
where you can find other great shows like Talking Apes,
Max Effects Podcast,
The Neverland Clubhouse,
Totally Tell Me Everything,
Star Warsologies,
and the YouTube shows Collectopolis and
Today in Star Wars History. Look in the shorts section to find that, and go into the regular section to find our John Williams surprise concert at the Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny premiere.
Yeah, we were like 10 feet away. And the video's great. Yeah, the video's all up there on YouTube. It's exciting. I do want to mention also that Star Warsologies has a new show out today all about linguistics in Star Wars. Yeah, very interesting. You can find us on social media. We are at Skywalking Pod for Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. And we have our Facebook group. So search Facebook for Skywalking Through Neverland and request to join. You can also email us, share@skywalkingthroughneverland.com.
Now, always remember to be prideful and
Neverland on Alderaan.
Hey, look at those names to the left. They are part of the Skywalking Force, our Patreon.
Become a producer yourself and check out all the Disney Plus themed bonus content available depending on the level you subscribe.
Become a member of the elite Skywalking Force at skywalkingforce.com.